How's it going, everybody? This is Christian Duke from StrengthAddicts.com. We're here in Easton, Columbus, Ohio at Lifetime Fitness with NPC Bikini competitor Jessica Schiefer. Jessica, how's it going today?
I'm great. Having a good Sunday.
Yeah. We've been moving around the gym like crazy looking for a quiet place to do this interview, and I think we've found it. So let's jump right into the interview. Let's talk about your formative years. You said you did gymnastics, cheerleading, and dance. Talk to us about that, your beginnings as an athlete.
Ever since I was little, probably around the age of 4, I started with gymnastics and dance, and then when I got into high school, I continued with cheerleading and dance.
Okay, and then as you get older, you develop an interest in weight training. You have friends that compete. I think you said you went to a show also to watch.
Yeah, about 2 or 3 years ago, one of my friends started competing, so I watched her compete in a bikini type of competition, and just kind of had that in the back of my mind for the past few years. And then one of my good friends from college competes in figure and also coaches.
So how soon after you started working out did you notice some body transformation, some gaining muscle mass and perhaps recovering faster? Like when did you actually notice changes in your physique?
I mean, over the past few years, I've always been interested in trying different types of workouts, anything from like TRX to more of like a boot camp style or lifting, but I've always noticed that my body has responded really quickly to certain types of activities. So when I started with weightlifting, that's when I noticed the biggest changes that I really liked.
Okay.
I noticed a more toned body versus like a cardio type of body, the more slender body.
And so after how long of training did you decide you wanted to get on stage and compete?
Probably about a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been training here about that amount of time, right? At Lifetime?
Since last August, so about a year.
What's the vibe like here at this gym? It's you said it's open 24 hours, right?
Yeah,
And
it's open 24 hours. It's really clean. They've got a lot of great amenities that you can use, so like a steam room, sauna type of stuff that you can use after you get a good lift in. And then all the trainers here were always really involved during my competition prep, asking how things were going, saying, oh, you look great, just really encouraging. So it's a good atmosphere.
They've been really helpful with this interview too. I mean, they let us use an office and we're like in a dance studio, all over the place, which is awesome. So you've done a couple shows, but before we talk about the shows, you graduated from Ohio State.
Yep, I graduated from Ohio State in 2010.
And you studied what?
Dental hygiene.
Okay, and you're working in that field now?
Yep, I work as a dental hygienist.
Okay, awesome. Also talk to us a little bit about your private life. I know that's everybody wants to know about that. You're off the market from what I understand?
Yes.
Okay, great. Talk to us about your boyfriend. He's also an athlete, and talk to us about what he does and whether or not he's supportive of your contest prep and your weight training and all that.
So we met at Ohio State. He wrestled for Ohio State, so he's always had a lot of that competitive spirit in him since he was young. So he's been really supportive. We've been together for 4.5 years. When I started doing this in the fall and into the winter and then competing in the spring, he was always really supportive. He just kind of understood that kind of weight cutting mentality. He understood when to back off if I got a little touchy, from being moody and stuff through competitions. And then he was also just really supportive with whatever I was eating. He'd make sure that I was on top of coming in to get my lifts done. He would even come in and work out with me. So he's always been really supportive. That's
really cool. I mean, especially, I think when you live with another athlete or you're in a relationship with another athlete, that's like really, really good. And you said you guys have been together 4.5 years, and most marriages aren't together like 6 months these days, so that's really good. So let's talk about the shows that you've done. You've done the, you said Rick Ruther's Cincinnati?
Rick Ruther's Cincinnati Natural. That was the middle of March. And then I did the Lakewood Classic, Natural Ohio.
Dave Lieberman show.
With Dave Lieberman, the end of March.
So talking about these contests, your first show ever, talk to us about the results, but not just the results, talk to us about like just the if there was any stage fright, if there were like any nerves, the hair, the makeup, the tanning. Did it all? It all came together apparently because of your results. But talk to us about how it felt walking on stage, and talk to us about how you did, placings wise.
Okay. For Rick Ruther's show, that was my first one. And my coach and I kind of just discussed maybe throwing in a competition before the Natural Ohio, since it was such a big competition.
Right.
So we started with that one. It was only 10 weeks into my prep. It kind of got added in there. and it really helped just to get like the stage jitters out, kind of get the whole flow of everything, makeup, tanning, just kind of get ready for the Lakewood. But I actually ended up placing first in novice, first in open, and then 1 overall for the show. Which
has got to really make you feel amazing. I mean, the self-confidence has got to really be through the roof. And then you went ahead and did Dave Lieberman's show. Now, I didn't go to the 2014, but I did go to the 2013, and I remember I was really impressed with it because he had an expo.
Oh, yeah.
He had a sponsor list a mile long. It felt like he had an army of people on stage. You actually said that before we did the interview, you actually said you were on stage like for like half an hour, right? Just standing there waiting to see.
It seemed like a half an hour because there was about 36 or 37 girls in our class. So it took a while to get through all of the girls' individual posing.
And how did you do at the Natural Ohio?
I placed second.
Which is really good. And like you said, there was like a ton of girls there. And what are you working on now for the off season? And it's like the rest of 2014 and in the future. What are you looking to do?
So for the rest of the season, I'm about 5 months into a reverse diet since I competed last.
Okay.
Basically just eating a lot more food and building muscle. So I'll be continuing that up until probably next January is when I'll start getting ready for my next show. But mostly any of the judges that I talked to just basically said, you know, rounder shoulders, more like rounder glutes. So basically just putting another layer of muscle on, a few more pounds.
Which, you know, I always say, you know, I think especially with bikini, glutes win the shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess we've talked about it pretty much everything, but we're going to save the best for last, which is the acknowledgments, the people that have really helped you along your journey, albeit a short journey for now. Who would you like to acknowledge for their help and participation?
Definitely my family. They were very supportive. They came to both of my shows. My best friends were always there. You know, if I did kind of break down and start crying, they were always there to say, you know, keep going, you're almost there. And then my boyfriend was always supportive. I know we talked about him already. And then number one, my coach, Erin Davis. She trains NPC figure. She's competing in September. And then her fiance, Mike Diamond, he's also my coach as well.
All these names, what is your boyfriend's name?
My boyfriend's name is Lance Palmer.
Okay, good. Because, I mean, we mentioned all these people. You got to, like, mention his name, too. So people out there know he really exists. This awesome guy really exists, right?
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. All right, well, thank you very much for doing this interview with me. Kind of last minute here, but, I mean, I just came up with this Ohio tour. I woke up Thursday morning. I was like, let me just do this. I mean, so I really appreciate it. It was great meeting you. I know you're going to do very, very well in the bikini world and all your other endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.